Hey, buddies. First grade. Good to see you. Aiden. Man, I miss you guys. Aiden, James. You know, if things get better, would you guys be interested in a bike ride this summer? I haven't rode my bike in a long time, but I rode it inside a little bit. All of you know how to ride a bike, right? Oh, Nicole. Nicole, will you be off your training wheels maybe by July? We'll ride our bikes down to the old swimming hole and I'll throw Grayson in the water. No, I wouldn't throw you in the water, Grayson. Gosh. So, this is Our House on Fire. And it's a biography, and I believe you guys should know what a biography is. Thanks, Princess Shout Out. Hermione, what did she say? Yeah, it's a book about somebody. And an autobiography is when they write it themselves. And this book was written by Jeanette Winter. And it's about Greta Thunberg, Call to Save the Planet. And we're ready to go, aren't we? Ethan, you ready? How was the camping? Man, I bet you jumped in the lake and got cold, didn't you? But it was great, wasn't it? I bet it was. And remember, all of you, this book, one of the reasons why I like to read it is what Greta says. You are never too small to make a difference. Our house is on fire. Greta is a quiet girl who led a quiet life in the city of Stockholm. Her dog Roxy was her friend. All my life, I've been invisible, she says. There's her dog Roxy. Roxy is somebody that ends up comforting her in this story, and I'm sure you guys have pets and animals that comfort you and be nice to you. I know when I talk to Ethan, he's always got 2 dogs laying on top of him. The invisible girl in the back who doesn't say anything. In school, she felt alone. Then one day, Greta's teacher talked to the class about climate, about how the planet is getting warmer, about how the polar ice is melting, about how animals' lives are threatened, and ours too. That's when Greta's life changed. She read for hours and watched film after film about the warming world. She did research. And you guys are going to be researching pretty soon. Next year, I know Ms. Brown gets you researching, and I bet Ms. Walker had you researching this year too. Greta could only think about one thing for a long, long time. She was stuck on this climate change. She saw ice melting into the sea, disappearing. She saw mighty winds, torrential rains howling across the land. And there's Greta, kind of being her friend during this time. She saw coral reefs deep down in the sea, pale as ghosts, bleached by the warming water. Greta saw living creatures everywhere, struggling to stay alive. She's not doing anything right now, but something changes. Greta saw floodwater covering houses and people and animals. She saw cities swallowed up by rising oceans. She saw a smoldering sun scorch the earth, leaving it bone dry. She saw blazing wildfires racing through the forest. Oh, let's take a quick hand wash break, okay?
Could you in the rain? I could not in the rain. Not in the dark, not on a train. Not in a car, not in a tree. I do not like them, Sam, you see. Not in a house, not in a box, not with a mouse, not with a fox. I will not eat them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. You do not like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam, I am.
Our house is on fire. You guys learn how to wash your hands to Dr. Seuss? Good job, Nicole. Greta became sad, thinking about the climate all the time. She barely ate or spoke. Those pictures were stuck in my mind, she said. The saddest days went on for a long time, each day more unhappy than the next. There might be a world to live in when she grows up. There might not be one. What use is school without a future? What can I do? She wondered. And this is where she decides to make a change. Greta decided to go on strike from school for the climate. Her parents understood. School strike for climate is what that sign says. She lives in Sweden and speaks Swedish. Greta skipped school one Friday and took her poster, School Strike for Climate, to the Parliament building to sit on strike. She hoped lawmakers would see her. People walked past, too busy to notice. Greta was invisible there, too. Parliament is their government, like where our White House is and the president. Their top people sit in Parliament. She was at the Parliament building every Friday, even in the rain. In the snow, too, you'll see. Then word of her strike began to spread. Little by little, other school strikers joined her. On Fridays, Stockholm schools were a little bit empty. More people started noticing the child strikers, and word spread through cyberspace about the Friday school strike. Cyberspace is the internet, and so the world was finding out about this. Children start striking everywhere. If grown-ups won't act to save the planet, children will. The quiet girl who always felt invisible was asked to speak to the very important people at the United Nations climate talks in Poland. This is all of the world she's talking to. Greta only spoke when she thought it was necessary, and now was time. You say you love your children above all else, she said, and yet you are stealing their future in front of their very eyes. We need to keep fossil fuels in the ground. Could you guys talk to these big groups like this? Would you be brave enough, James? Aiden? You'd have to sound good and professional. The quiet girl was invited to speak to important people at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. It was necessary to speak. I don't want to be hopeful. I don't want you to be hopeful. I want you to panic, she told them. I want you to feel the fear I feel every day. I want you to act as if the house was on fire, because she is. It is. She's telling them, it's time to act. We can't wait anymore. We can't wait anymore. Greta's protest, all alone, sparked a worldwide children's march. Her quiet voice, joined by thousands of voices, became a roar. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Hermione, listening? And at that protest, all of them showed up with signs. Signs and signs and signs. See, that page is sort of like the cover. What will you do? Now, in this book, Greta went on to make people think about climate change more. But all of you can change the world in little ways. You can be nice, you can be friendly, you can be helpful. You can say thank you to the people that deliver food. Put little stars up for them. Be friendly, be helpful, and you can change the world. Even if you just make your mom happy by being nice to her one day. Wouldn't that be nice? Grayson, can you make your mom happy? How do we like this book? Oh, some of you don't like it so much. It's okay. We don't have to like every book. Okay, let's have a good week.